One summer night we fell in love. One summer night. October 30th, 1974. George Foreman, Muhammad Ali, the entire fight. Yeah, 1 hour and 5 minutes. Two men beating the shit out of each other for other people's entertainment for a lot of money. Sponsored by mass murderers. The Mecca of basketball, huh? Guys, in Mecca, Muhammad had the people go back in a Hajj of people walking in peace, protected in the center where the women and children by the men on the outside. And a lot of these kids were teenagers, right? And they were with their uncles and their grandfathers and their dads, and they were saying, "Okay, son, the fathers had the fathers and the uncles had the okay." The way it went was dad, grandpa, son. Okay. It was, why is that? Well, dad's, he's the one that's most able, ready, and stuff. And so if it gets down to that, then grandpa, because he's older, and the son has to live to continue the family, and then the son, he's the last. You're like, that's horrible having to. I know. You get that one story about the Blackfoot with the guy who found the stone, with the spirit of his father who made the, let me go. And then he had to keep going, and he had to keep hunting, and he had to keep bringing in the buffalo. Remember, a lot of you saw it in a movie, a Spotted Tail. You shirt wearers, don't keep things for yourself. Make sure that everybody has what they need. If you have more than you need, that means you want it. And when you want, like we talked about, wanting murders and needing kills. Okay. So don't murder and don't kill. Okay. When you see needs, make sure that they are met. If you want more than you need, make sure that you know you are wrong and don't meet those wants to deny others their needs. Right? It's very important. Muy más importante. Women tries to assassinate Crop, driving her to jail. Okay? Why is this happening? Wants and needs. Finest work song. Michael's nervous and the lights are bright. Something going on that's quite right. Did it. I cannot do. That made me so mad, man. Well, because I thought, I can do Mike. Everybody hurts sometimes. He has such a hard cadence to try to sing with. It's miserable trying to get it. It's terrible. I thought, really? I can't do Everybody Hurts. I can't do, I can't do REM. Right? 99 percentile Ray Charles. 99 percentile Elvis Presley. And I wanted to do Everybody Hurts sometimes. And I couldn't do it. I tried. I was like, no, I should be able to get this. That's what I thought. Then I put Elvis on, Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would have been 99 percentile. I was like, no, Earl can't sing like Elvis. I can sing like Mike. I thought I was like, no, I can do Firehouse. Couldn't do it. I was pissed. Yeah. Could do it. Oh, woman, you're the meanest thing. You're the meanest thing I've ever done seen. I guess if you say so, I have to take my things and go. That's right, my daughters. That's right. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. No. What you say? Oh, you can't mean that. No, I'm 6 foot tall, all chocolate, and look like Dr. Dre. Stay alive. I can't do that, man. Nah, anybody like Andy a lot? Andy Gibb? My favorite of Andy's is, I just want to be your everything is alright, and so is Shadow Dancing. My favorite of, baby, I don't want to know the reason why, 'cause lately you don't talk to me. Does everybody else love that song? I love that song. And darling, I can't see me in your eyes. You alone are the. I love that tune. Oh, I can't hit those notes. No, we'll really try. This losing you is real, but I still feel you here inside. I love that song. Don't. I'm starting to cry. I'm tearing up here. I don't know. Must be going through menopause or something. I don't know. But don't throw it all away. I love. Don't throw it all away. I love the shit out that song. They British like me. My name's Parsons. Yeah. The Gibb brothers are also British. Right, so, yeah. I've been accused of looking like Barry Gibb my whole life, you know. Got offered a menage a trois by her mom and her daughter. Yeah, that was a toughie. That was, yeah. No, me and my second ex-wife have had that talk. It's like, no, and she said the 3-year-old thing on the dad's back with that was ice water. But yeah, no, they're really physically attractive, and not to mention it hurt because she was hitting on me and she was dating my best friend who really liked her, and you could see she was charming, she was cute, she had a full-figured Joan Collins look to her, so did her mom, so that's good looking, but with big thighs and an out booty. Wow, yeah, Joan Collins' face was, you know what Captain Kirk would have done with that? With the, before she gets run over by that truck, I'm tapping that. Stop, Spock. Don't beat me up yet. Damn it. It's Ralph Farrakhan, right? Just yeah, no. No, I never did at the time. Now, looking back, I'm like, no. Why? Because when you do what you do, you feel right doing it at the time. I've had to explain this to Amy many times. Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? It's like, because manipulated relationships don't work. And we wouldn't be in that manipulated position if it wasn't for debt and trespass. If we do what we do, okay, it's our sin and we have to live with our sin and we have to live with that. Okay? But when sin is forced upon us through people that have us in debt and trespass and won't give us the opportunity for privacy to deliver ourselves from our own sin, with that, his mind is squirming like a toad. If you give this man a ride, sweet memory will die. Girl, you gotta love your man. Girl, you gotta love your man. Take him by the hand, make him understand. The world on you depends, that life will never end. Gotta love your man. I told Isaac likes music a lot. We talk about it. I was like, that ensemble is a jazz rock ensemble with that out of tune Hammond organ and with the rains. It's haunting, but it's, yeah. No, Trees got me into it. At first I was like, that sounds creepy. But then when you listen to it, it's not as creepy as you think it is. It's like Break On Through to the Other Side. So anybody else like Jim Morrison? Lizard King a lot? I like Jim a lot. Yeah, Jim's one of my favorites. I had to grow on him. I got Trees and Patrick Holland were the one that got me into Jim. When Pat shot himself at his house when I went ripping down Union Hills at 90 miles per hour on the wet road, and then realized, the little voice in my head, you could hurt other people with this, Earl. You need to slow the car down. But I was blaring, the day destroys the night, night divides the day. Try to run, try to hide, break on through to the other side, break on through, oh yeah! I just gunned it. And it was a slant 226, so it could have gone faster, but I slowed it down. And, because it's wrong to put your life at risk and put others' life at risk because you're angry, because people are selfish and you can't get them to stop abusing people with their selfishness. And watching people die that don't see a way out, and they die. A lot of them die from depression. And they die from disease because they're given an unreasonable father figure that's a God, that's a cartoon character instead of a human being that has the strength to sustain us all through faithful love all throughout eternity. He really does exist. And his love is really, it's strong. I get told that all the time by Suzuki and Jesus, I'm like, no, dude, I am going to die. My life, like, no, you have NASH. It feels like stomach cancer. Earl, your bowels are still moving well. And then, they have the little videos on YouTube. If it smells, man, you might have cancer. There are cancer cells reproducing in your body because of toxins and stress. What's causing the cancer cells not to go into remission and not shut down is the constant abuse through the Wi-Fi from people telling you it's never going to end, you're always going to go to school, you're always going to have to pay bills, you're always have to fight your way up the food chain, you're always going to have to tolerate a virtual presence, you're always going to have to tolerate debt and trespass. It's never going to stop. Okay? That's what killed Chadwick Boseman. That's what killed Jason Vanderbeek. That's what killed Justin Nail. That's what killed Marianne Murphy. Okay? Girl, you gotta love your man. Girl, you gotta love your man. Take him by the hand. Make him understand the world on you depends, that life will never end. Right? You know, the day destroys the night. Night divides the day. Try to run, try to hide. Break on through to the other side. I'm gonna love you till the heavens stop the rain. I'm gonna love you till the stars fall from the sky. For you and I. Come on now, touch me, babe. Don't you know that I am not afraid? What was that promise that you made? Why won't you tell me what she said? Anybody else like that tune? Don't you love her madly? Wanna be her daddy? Don't you love her as she's walking out the door? All your love. That's a good tune too, yeah. What's the other one? People are strange when you're a stranger. Women seem wicked when when you're unwanted. When you're strange, people go out in the rain when you're strange. I've never been strange. I'm really strong, and people get nervous and scared, like that gentleman from Ali's house that I met. And so, because he wanted to talk to me, he was on protective custody in Fort Huachuca, and he kept walking by the food counter and kept making eye contact. And so finally, I walked up to him and I said, "You want to talk to me about Osama bin Laden?" He said, He got scared as shit. And he goes, "You scare people." I said, "They're not living the Lord's Prayer and they're mass murdering over money. I want to scare people." He took me outside to talk. We started talking about the Quran, and I kept telling him what I knew, because I was talking to Muhammad. And he kept telling me, "No, you're wrong." And I was like, no. This is what I talk to Muhammad about in prayer, about his life, which is the Quran. Okay. But no, you're wrong. No, I'm not asking you about the book. I'm asking you to tell me what the people are learning, what the people are being told about Muhammad. And then I'm telling you what Muhammad tells me. Okay. And then people, you're being programmed. I'm being programmed by the Wi-Fi from Fort Huachuca, which are genocidal operators. Okay, guys, I'm the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer. Share, care, given according to need, built to last. Forgive debt and trespass, love one another, eternal faith with peace. The perfect command of a perfect Father, accept nothing less. Okay? People that called themselves Muslims kept telling me, "No, you're talking to Muhammad? No, you're wrong. I talked to Jesus, same thing. No, I don't have to. Jesus is God and died for my sins, and I'm going to go live with him in a magic afterlife." Okay, where is God and where is God not? God's omniscient, omnipotent. God always is, always has been, and always will be. It says in Genesis. It also affirms it in the Quran, right? Okay, so where is God? And where is God not? And what and who is God to you, and who is and what is not? If God's omniscient and omnipotent, that means that hell you believe in, where they torture people with sexually transmitted disease and physical torture that they do in prisons and prison war camps, okay, exists because God is the gift of life, and people choose to invent hell to try to replace the glory of God and the natural laws to sustain ourselves through holy covenants. Girl, you gotta love your man. Girl, you gotta love your man. Take him by the hand, make him understand the world on you depends, that life will never end. Gotta love your man. You know, the day destroys the night, night divides the day. Try to run, try to hide, break on through to the other. Get out of hell and go straight to heaven. Do not collect $200, do not pass go, and do not go to jail. A prison is what you invent when you believe in your invention and deny everybody the truth of creation. Let them all pass on their dirty remarks. There is one question I really want to ask. Is there a place for the hopeless sinner who has hurt all mankind just to try to get everybody to accept their selfish perception of belief? What about the one love, one heart? Let's get together and feel. As it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. Spirit of Father Adam is always right, and Eve is right for loving him. Take him by the hand, make him understand. The world on you depends, that life will never end, right? Don't you love her madly? Wanna be her daddy? Don't you love her as she's walking out the door? How many times in the Bible do the women have to give in, thinking they're saving the flesh of the Spirit of the Father by giving in to the rape and the indulgences of the devil? Okay, that's the story of Adam and Eve. That's the story of the temptation with the apple and the snake in the Garden of Eden and the yada yada. Okay, it's a woman trying to make deals with the devil, and a man telling her, "Baby girl, God's omniscient, omnipotent, life is eternal. If you give this man a ride, sweet memory will die. Gotta love your man." And when a man decides he's going to accept those buildings, okay, over the mountains and the prairies, okay, human invention is not better than God creation. If you don't have mountains for the rain, you don't have buildings for the institutions of the insane. Cypress Hill. Insane in the membrane, insane in the brain, right? Do you understand? Okay? Down the back streets, down the back streets, down the back streets. Watch the closing doors. Someone else smells in here. Hope you can stand it. Watch out. Don't show any jewelry, and watch out, because the kids around here, they like to walk around with handguns. Because we're living debt and trespass. We're not living the perfection of the Father. When you're living the perfection of the Father, there's very little need for trains and boats and planes to move people around real fast, to manipulate people with the delusions of power and authority through human invention. Girl, you gotta love your man, right? The world on you depends, that life will never end. Boom ba boom boom ba doom ba boom boom ba doom ba boom boom ba doom ba boom boom ba da 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 da. Right? I profess now, just because the words are manifest, they will take you, sedate you, while I press upon you the fact that you need to feed your minds and souls so you can lead yourself to peace. I've got a real objective here. I am effective here because I select a clear method for all suckers that fall and maul and crawl into the pit of purgatory. I go for glory. I'm taking inventory. That's my dog, man. My prayer buddy. My prayer pal. Keith Elam. Guru Keith Elam. Cancer. And my name is Keith. Your name ain't Keith. Yeah, it is. Go check out the King. I went and checked out Justin's videos. Good. Keith Elam. Okay. Keith. He jokes with me too. No, from Hoodwink. Keith. It's not scary, and I'm embarrassed to say it. Change it to something like Boris. Karloff, it's funny, man. That should be funny, yo. Oh, that's just funny, man. And then the stories we had about me and Bob is funny. Yeah, no, because you make it so straight. You get out on iron, you put a seam in your blue jeans. Dude, what do you do with your jeans? Me and Bob Cummins did it. What you do? You get a spray bottle full of water. You spray the wrinkles on the things. You put them on fluff in the dryer for 5 minutes. Boom. You know, they're not all wrinkly. Don't look like you just pulled them out of the corner and stuff like that. Look like you just got them fresh out the dryer, and you're ready to go out there and climb up on the roof and service the air conditioner. Yes, sir. You are my wife. Goodbye, city life. Green acres, we are there. Boom, 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 boom. You white boys. Mm-hmm. Got work to do. I got to get cooler paint all over my pants, right? Hey, man, pants ain't really pants if you ain't got cooler paint on them, right? I live in the Southwest. Evaporative air cooler, not an air conditioner. It's an evaporative air cooler. Works better in dry climates. We rarely get over 20% humidity, if that. Okay, it works most effectively 30% humidity and under. Okay, that's year round here. It's very rare that we get real high humidity. And if we have high humidity, it's raining, and the temperature goes from 100 to 80 real quick. And then when it goes back up, then it dries out real fast. The clouds go away and everything goes, Man, we have storm heads that come through and drop rain, and it dries up before it ever hits the ground. It dries up in the atmosphere. Yeah. That's how dry it is here, man. Many of you ain't ever been to Donetta and the place of the Chiricahua and the Jicarilla and the White Mountains and the Warm Springs. The people. Cuilica, Mexico, Tenochtitlan, Cuauhtémoc. Okay? I don't say Montezuma. I don't like his ass. I don't like him. No. Cuauhtémoc I like. Okay. I've talked to Cuauhtémoc in prayer through the family of Juan Diego. But me and Montezuma, we don't talk. They refer to the ones like Montezuma as Noha. No breath. They're the living dead. Noha. Okay. In the Mormon documents, they refer to as King Noah. It's not Noah, it's Noha. No breath. They're the ones that take the breath out of people, that kill people, sacrifice, feed the war gods, say that the earth needs blood for the sun to come out the next day. All that bullshit they make up. Yeah. They would go into their pyramids and they would study the celestial bodies so they would know when eclipses were coming. And they would use eclipses for major calendar transitions and changes, saying that they were communicating with the gods and they could talk with the gods. They know what they're like. Used car dealers and personal injury lawyers, politicians, directors, and producers. They know what they're doing when they put their pants on with their condom. That thing on The Bachelor. You brought a condom. What was you thinking? Same thing you was thinking. Girl, you got... No, man, his mind is squirming like a toad. If you give this man a ride, sweet memory will die. How can you have a holy covenant if a man's ready to fuck you and call it love? Makes us feel better? Call it love? No. Some people think they feel better when they're raping, when they're killing, when they're murdering, when they're out manipulating people using invention to get more invention to feel powerful with invention. If it makes us feel better, call it love? No. Okay? How many times have I been tortured since 2009 publicly on social media for standing up so you can live free from debt and trespass and abuse? Okay? If it makes you feel better, it's not love. Okay? But what I do makes my life a living hell. And I keep doing it. Why? Because I'm perfect. Life's eternal and grace is infinite. Okay? If it makes us be better, call it love. But if it makes us worse, but we think we feel better because we feel powerful being selfish and manipulative, it's not love. I'm the Messiah. Not, was it Poco? But Steve played it for me. He goes, this is one of the best songs, Earl. You'll love it. Put it on. Tonight I'm gonna break away. Just you wait and see. I'm not gonna be imprisoned by a faded memory. It happens all the time. This crazy love of mine wraps around my heart, refusing to unwind. Ooh, crazy love. You ever heard it? He sings it way better than I do. Okay. It's Poco. Not Lobo. Lobo is, I gave you back the key to your apartment. I love that song. I love you too much to ever start liking you. So let's just let the story kind of end. I love you too much to ever start liking you. So don't expect me to be your friend. 'Cause honey, I know you better. I started singing that this morning. Dad couldn't get it out of his mind. I haven't got his music and played it for him, but he's still singing that. I probably should have went, baby, don't be looking at my mind. Okay, click and played it for him. Yeah, it's a good song. but baby, don't be looking in my mind. Don't expect my every thought to be of you, for I'm a man and men have things to do. When I have to be tortured for correcting the technology to give us the perfection of the Lord's Prayer, don't expect me to be thinking about comfortable beds that won't hurt my back and pens that won't run out of ink and a full house and a rock and roll band and then cool, quiet, and time to think. And shouldn't I have this? Shouldn't I have this? Shouldn't I have all of this? And passionate kisses. Steffi used to call them cutie lips kisses. She'd sing it to Patrick. Cutie lips kisses, whoa, whoa, cutie lips kisses from you. Yes. Shout it out to the night. Give me what I deserve, 'cause it's my right. And I was thinking, I sent those pecans. I should have come up with a memory card and put on lots of Johnny Rodriguez, because we only had his greatest hits. And that didn't have I've never loved anyone more and leaving something left to do. Patrick will love those songs. Dad, these are better than past. I know. I've never loved anyone more. All I've ever wanted to do is love you. Just love to stay away from you. Leaving something left to do. I like those better than Pass Me By. You Always Come Back to Hurting Me. And even better than Dance With Me One More Time. He's been using you again by the way your head is bowed. It's a different feeling now, you know that you've been handed down. So I'll tell you, just like any other fool that's been in love can do, I've never had a thing that ain't been used. Your love's been used on little babies, it's been used on moms and dads. And I bet you guess that you've used almost all the love you had. Don't let some love you gave somebody make you have the blues. I've never had a thing that ain't been used. He's the best. He's the Mexican Hank Williams, yo. Okay, guys. I love you. Grow the fuck up real fast. If I do it with technology, life's eternal and grace is infinite, you're going to real feel bad, and you're not going to be able to flip it and reverse it and say, hey, I believe in the Lord. It's for real. Let's live the Lord's Prayer. You ain't going to be able to do that. But I love you. Okay. We'll talk later. Goofies.